All right, good morning, everybody. We are not October 9th, we are October 2nd, and our topics today is sales and marketing applications. And hopefully we have all our presenters. I've got Luis on the sales process, Kevin Smith.
Here.
All right, and is it Venkata?
Venkata, yes.
Venkata. All right, very good. Sorry, I'll get that wrong every single time.
Okay, it's all right.
I will be 100% consistent. All right. We've had a couple drop out, so I did rearrange the assignments that you're set to. So do keep your eye on that. I think we're consistent for next week, but I think on the 16th, if your name was up later, it might have been moved up. So anyway, do look at that spreadsheet to make sure that you're preparing for the right thing. And as I've said, we've said before, if you need me to swap it around or move things around, just let me know. Be happy to do that. All right, I think that's all I have for the business. So I will, Luis, I'll turn it over to you. I'm going to stop sharing and let you take over.
Okay, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, apologize for my voice already. I've been sick all week, so I'll share my screen here. Okay.
Very good. We see.
Okay, I got the topic of the sales process, and in the spreadsheet it told me to put like a little example with it. So I found like two examples where different sales processes can be applied. First, what is the sales process? The sales process is used to determine which opportunity stages are selectable when the record types are enabled. This was something I found out, that the sales process is not required if the record types are not enabled. And if you have if you sell different items using different processes, you must set up at least one sales process in Salesforce if the record types are enabled. But you can set up additional processes to match how your business works, and I'll show you some examples later. The sales process allows you to track separate sales life cycles across different divisions, groups, or markets, for example. And the sales process contains the stages an opportunity follows through its sales cycles. For example, when it's used, when you're selling different products that need different steps.
Just FYI, we're seeing your non-presentation version of PowerPoint. If that's what, I'm not sure if that's what you want to see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see on my screen the presentation part of it.
I kind of thought
so I'm not sure.
There you go. No, yeah, we're tracking with you there now.
Okay, then, yeah, I'll just do it that way.
Okay.
How to set up the sales process? When I was on the Salesforce help website, it gives you the way how to get there in Classic. It's a customized opportunities in sales process. What it didn't tell you was how to get there in Lightning, which is slightly different, which was interesting to see. So I found it under feature settings, sales, and then the sales processes. So that's something interesting that I found. Mm-hmm. And then that's basically how you set up everything else. You click new, and you can create the master process that all your opportunities can follow through if you don't set up multiple sales processes. You give your sales processes a unique name, but descriptive. For example, retail sales opposed to any other sales that you have. Of course, always helpful to add a description, so whenever somebody else steps in it, he knows what it is. By default, all the Salesforce stages, the default Salesforce stages are included, but you can remove the stages or add new stages depending on your needs. And then you have those little two windows with the arrows in the middle. You just drop them back and forth. Talking about the opportunity stages, on the left side here, you can see the out-of-the-box Salesforce stages. Yeah, you probably saw them all. On the right-hand side, you can see what Salesforce says is the best practice, coming through qualification, going through discovery, to the proposal, negotiation, and then finally the one lost. A comment from my side that the best practice is what Salesforce says too, is to define your own sales process up front with your sales managers and define the stages. Also consider to change the percentages of possibilities per stage. So what Salesforce does is it adds a percentage of a possibility to win the opportunity. So for example, if qualification, they say, oh, it's a 10% chance to win, and negotiation will be a 70 or 80% chance to win. And those values are also, you can edit these values as well. Here you can see the screen of how to create an opportunity stage. You can find this within the object manager and the opportunity fields and relationships, where you can give it the stage name, the type of the opportunity, if it would be open or closed. And then on the right-hand side, you can see the probability I was just talking about. And forecast category, I'm not quite sure right now. I think you have, maybe I can get a little help here from someone who knows what the forecast category is.
I was checking to see if we have that topic coming up and I don't see it anywhere. So anybody want to take a stab at that? Silence, wow, it's crazy. All right, so forecast categories, if you're using Salesforce's out-of-the-box forecasting functionality, then it takes those stages and it buckets them into that specific category. So you could have multiple stages that you consider to be pipeline, and then when you're looking at the forecast, then any dollars that are associated to that opportunity will fall into that specific bucket. That's where also that probability comes into play, because depending on which forecast model you're using, that probability will take your amount of your opportunity and multiply it by that percentage, and use that on the forecast instead of the full dollar amount.
Okay.
Thank you, Terry.
Yeah, and again, it kind of depends on what forecast model you're using, because there's a variety of them now. And I get them mixed up in my head, so I don't want to try to ad-lib that part of the conversation. But if I remember right, and anybody else who's taken this exam, I believe forecasts, you probably are going to want to know that the different types of forecasts. Anybody taking the exam that remembers whether or not that's on there?
I did have one question about it. I did not see a question about it.
Not about forecasts? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that might be more on the advanced side of it then, but it's good information to be aware of regarding.
I will cover the two.
Oh, go ahead, Kevin.
I will be covering just the two types of forecasts in my presentation.
Ah, sweet. Good. Cool.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think knowing what they are and knowing that you can configure them for the first admin test is good. There was a lot about it in the advanced admin test.
Okay. I know that I remember a test that had a whole bunch on it. I just couldn't remember which one. All right, go ahead.
Okay. And then you can say what sales process you want to make that opportunity stage a part of. So you can have that as a pickless value in there. Some interesting examples how you can use sales processes in different industries. I found one example from the real estate industry where when you read them, they make sense. So you would have a prospecting stage, recommend options, a site visit, which is an interesting feature, I think, to put in there. Under client evaluation, negotiation, verbal commitment. So there are a lot of steps, and that might be too much for some real estate agents, or I don't know. But that's something that everyone can decide in his own business. The second example here is companies selling different types of products, which is software and services. For example, if they're going to sell software, they can have the stages of ready for a demo, or ready evaluation, or ready to buy, opposed to a process for a service, which of course doesn't include the demo, but has a few less stages in there. The company I'm working at, for example, Danfoss, we have 4 different segments, and we're all using one Salesforce instance, and our business is completely different. So we have different sales processes for the different segments. And then one other thought I came across was single versus multiple sales processes. The decision to make if you want to have only one sales process or multiple sales processes. And if you say that the one single sales process is perfectly aligned with all the different customers, all the different channels, and everything that you do, then just stick to one sales process. It makes it a lot easier. In the end, it's all about the efficiency for the sales team and the customer experience. Examples where multiple sales processes might be useful is, like I said now, if you sell different kinds of products that require different stages in the sales process. If you have different sales processes based on geography, meaning if you have a different approach in North America than you have in Europe, for example. Different deal sizes. A large deal may have different stages. You want to go more into detail with a large deal than a small deal. That could be an example. Different customer segmentation, for example, residential versus commercial customers. And another point was the channel, if you sell direct versus the indirect channel. So those were good use cases where to use a single versus a multiple sales process. And how does that all fit together in the whole Salesforce world? You have the leads coming in and activities. You may disqualify some leads or convert the leads and then start creating opportunities. And from there, you start the whole sales process with the different opportunity stages that we just went through. And with the forecasting ability that we just talked about, you can have your reports and dashboards, and sales managers can go in and see the statuses of where the opportunities are in the pipeline and the status of all of those. When looking at the sales process itself, it seems like that's what it's all about, basically the opportunity stages and the variety of sales processes. They all fit in what last week we talked about with the business processes, so I didn't touch these because the sales process was one specific one of these sales business processes. So I would think that covered the sales process with the different stages and how to select them.
Yeah, I like your slide, that previous slide with your different examples, like slide 9, I think, because
Hmm.
there you're going to get into a lot of different scenarios for when do you use, when does it make sense to have multiple sales processes versus a single one. And given the exams are all also scenario based, I think that's a really, really good slide right there. I like that.
Cool. Yeah, I hope that helps everybody here.
Any questions from anyone on sales processes? All right. Very good. Nice job. Thank you so much. Kevin
Thank you.
Smith, I think you are up next. So if you want to stop sharing, and then Kevin will be able to share.
Yep.
Let's see here. So there's the share. I just want to share this one. Okay, can you see my screen?
You see a big globe, it looks like, sitting on cloud.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So, one second here. Apologize. So we're going to go over sales productivity features. And this is quite the task for me. So let's do this here real quick. I need to move over on this side. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go over opportunity settings, adding contact roles to an opportunity, opportunity team settings, enabling team settings, opportunity splits, and I'm briefly going to touch on forecasts. So let me do this. Got to be able to fill my content here. Here we go. All right, so opportunity settings. When you come into setup, and on this one here, I need to use the one that doesn't have it. There we go. All right, so when you come in to setup, you'll come here. If you type in opportunities, which I'm trying to here, you'll see your opportunities, opportunity settings, opportunity team settings. You'll click on your opportunity settings here, and you'll get this, prompt users to add products to opportunities. Well, yes, we'll go ahead and add that and save. Now, the reason why we are doing this is so, excuse me, when you elect this option, users will then have to associate a product to your opportunity. And then when users are creating an opportunity, the button label changes, as it says here, from to save and add instead of just saying save. So that's one thing you'll notice. And let's come to the next screen here. Really, that's all I have for that one. The next one we're going to touch on is adding contact roles to an opportunity. Role specifies what part each contact plays in an opportunity. When you use the roles, you have more information about who to contact and when to contact them. And here's examples of out-of-the-box roles that they have: a decision maker, business user, executive sponsor. When I was researching, help.salesforce.com said that although contact roles work about the same for each available object, they also work independently, and so you need to set the contact roles up and use them separately for each object. Now, a couple things to keep in mind is, one, in Classic, you'll have contact roles available for accounts, opportunities, cases, and contracts, but in Lightning, the contact roles are only available for opportunities and contracts. So as they start to roll towards doing a Lightning version of the test, just know that. The next thing you have here is opportunity team settings. So you will enable team selling, and the reason why we do this, opportunity teams show who's working on an opportunity, each team member's role, and hopefully it makes it easy to collaborate with your colleagues, and your team members can consist of internal or external partner users, excuse me. Let me come back to this real quick. So, did I save this here? One thing I did learn is before, we'll talk about splits here in a second, but before you can enable opportunity splits, you must enable team selling if you plan to use teams. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that here. You're going to get page layout selection. Choose the ones that's applicable. For this one, I'm just going to select all options. Save that here, and now I've enabled team selling. And you'll see that once I enable the team selling, now I have opportunity split settings available. One thing to keep in mind, if you go back and you disable team selling, which I'll do right here, you will get a pop-up telling you, asking if you want to proceed due to irreversible moves. For this, we'll go ahead and hit yes. But when you come back to opportunity, oh wow, it did come back. Interesting. So in another org, when I took away the teams and disabled the team selling, I still had the splits available to me. So, okay. Anyhow, so I'll leave that alone. We'll go to the next slide, and I apologize.
That might have just been a caching thing that you were saying too. Who knows?
Knowing my luck, it was probably just the cache. It's always the cache, right? So when setting up teams, you will want to consider the following. You can create a maximum of 50 custom fields for an opportunity team. When editing team members, users will see custom fields even if you don't add those fields to the Add Opportunity Team Members multi-line page layout. You can't create a lookup for an object such as an account to an opportunity team member. And then your validation rules and Apex triggers aren't supported when users add their own default opportunity team on an opportunity. And of course, make sure that the team roles are defined. One big thing here to remember is opportunity teams share roles with account teams. So if you remove an opportunity team role, that role is no longer listed as an account team role either. So keep that in mind. Enabling team selling, I kind of just went over this. Once you enable the team selling, it gives you the ability to add team-related lists. And the screenshot here, which is what I showed you in the quick demo that I did. And now we come to the opportunity splits. So again, this became available after we enabled team settings. You'd use this option to make it easier on your users to collaborate on opportunities, but to also share revenue with team members. Now, one thing is enabling this option will change the opportunity records in your org, which I will show you the difference here in a second. Let me come here real quick. So things to remember, which I kind of went over the first one. If you intend to use opportunity teams, you have to enable team selling first. When you enable split types, the opportunity owner will initially receive 100% of the split amount on any new opportunity split record. You can have up to 5 split types total, but that's also including any inactive split types that you may have. If you delete split types, you also delete the data associated with that split type you delete. However, you cannot delete default split types. When you enable opportunity splits, a process will start to set up splits on all opportunities in your org. So depending on the amount of opportunities, this process can take hours. For this, I do have that available. So again, here we go to the opportunities. We're going to do opportunity splits. We'll go ahead and just use the defaults here. Go ahead and hit save. We'll enable. This is the process that they were talking about. You'll choose your layout selections, save, and it tells you in progress we're enabling splits for all your opportunities. Now, this one obviously is my playground, so it doesn't take very long. Depending on the records, it could take hours, as they said. One thing to keep in mind is if you want to allow your users to add members while editing the splits, I'm electing this because I do want that. Obviously, it'll depend on what your business decides. So
So Kevin, give
Go
me
ahead.
what's some use cases for why you might do splits? I see. I mean, we've got the different labels there of revenue and overlay. Those are the default options.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about use cases for something like that?
Well, I didn't get too far into it. The gist of my understanding of it is when you have a team and you're going to start to share, if commission based, right? So if you're going to get a commission based off that, 80% of the commission total would go to, the owner, and then 20% to the team member, or however the split may be. I don't know much more than that
All right.
as far as why you would use it.
Okay. Anybody have some thoughts on it? Well, does anybody have opportunity splits in your org?
We do. We have opportunity splits, and we use it for that. In that case, where we have multiple salespeople working on an account that are splitting commission, but we also use it for account fees, basically. So if there's a specific fee that we're pulling out of, so say a salesperson doesn't get 100% commission. In our case, they get 85%, and then 15% of what that commission, that revenue would be, would go to like a service fee.
Oh.
So it's a different, yeah. So we do that for additional services as well that come out of the producers.
Good. Good.
Nice.
Very good.
Well, with that being said, let me minimize this again. Yeah, so we've gone over that. More things to consider when it comes to currencies and users. Before you kick off the process that I just showed you that enables the splits, you want to make sure to check and see if you have any inactive currencies that are associated to opportunities, or if you have any inactive users that are associated to these opportunities. Because if they are inactive when you kick off the process to enable splits, that process will fail. So a couple suggestions that the website had was make sure that any inactive currencies or users associated to those opportunities are active during the enablement process, and then once the process has completed, just go back and disable them again. The other suggestion, which is the least favorite of them all, is just delete those opportunities. Get rid of them, right? Because that's data integrity all the way. So suggestion one obviously being the best. Suggestion two was obviously the least. Last type, forecast. I told you I would talk about the two, not in depth. You have collaborative and you have customizable. You can find forecasts here in the setup, and I did take a screenshot of it. So you can come in here to forecast. You have forecast hierarchy and settings. Go into your settings, and if you want more information than that, I did provide a couple links in our study guide on the planning and resources. So you can take a look at that there. I know we're trying to stay more on the back end of things, but if you are an admin who's never used splits, you're going to enable splits on, excuse me, in your org. The difference here, if I can find that again, or did I already? So let me, I lost it. Well, let me show you what it looks like after you enable the splits. How about that? So, and this one doesn't have it. I found the one I was looking for. So this is the one that you have before you enable splits. You won't have anything here on the right-hand side. You have your contact roles right there. So Jack Rogers, he's the VP of Facilities. I just made him the decision maker. I assigned him a role. That's how your users will see that. The other one here that I have is actually showing you the split. And here I don't have any contact roles, but I do here the opportunity splits. So you have myself getting 80% and Troy McClure over here getting 20%. So that's how your users will see that, or depending on how you set up. But that's what I have on the opportunities.
So with that 80-20 split, what's that do to forecasting? Do anybody know?
I do not, personally.
Terry, what was that question again? I'm sorry. I was having a side conversation with Laura.
Yeah, I've been having a good time watching your video, Kevin. So on he's got an 80-20 split on an opportunity. What's the impact of that to forecasts?
Well, I mean, it's going to split it up based upon a fraction for each side, right?
For each person, yes. Yeah. So when you're looking at the forecast, the forecast will be grouped by the salespeople or the people involved, and so that revenue will also get split among those team members as well. I'm sorry, the people on the opportunity split. Good.
Awesome.
Any questions? Right. And you just told me your name and I'm still going to get it wrong consistently. So say it for me one more time.
Venkata?
Venkata. Okay. All right. I'll try to get that right.
Yeah.
All right. So Kevin, if you don't mind not sharing your screen, then Venkata will be able to share hers and present. And she's got price books.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, today's topic is about price books, but given a scenario, you said know when products and price books should be used. So the benefits of using products and price books in Salesforce are that you get more in-depth data on which products or services you're selling the most, who is selling them, and what the highest selling products are. Once you have created products and price books, you can create customer quotes and forecasts, including these details. So I'm talking about products and price books today. Products are a base catalog of all the items and service you sell and their standard prices. Price books let you create a custom collection of products with associated list price for specific uses. And products and price books are standard objects in Salesforce like any other objects. And these are the few standard fields in product. So, and this active field is really important because when it is active, so whether the product is ready for use in a price book, opportunity, or quote, and whether you can find the product in searches and see the product in views. So this is really important. And the other fields are product code, product currency, product family, product name, SKU, and product descriptions. These are kind of important fields in the product object when it comes to price books, and these are few price book standard fields. So again, price book active, whether you can add this price book to an opportunity or quote. So I'll talk about a little bit about standard price and custom price. So in a bit. So a price book is a list of products and their prices. So we have two types of price books. One is the standard price book and the other one is a custom price book. So standard price book is the master list of all the products and their default standard prices. I'll show it to you in a bit in Salesforce. But Salesforce creates the standard price book when you start creating product records. It includes all your products and their standard prices, regardless of any custom price books that include those products. And there's a custom price book. It's a separate list of products with the custom prices called list prices. Custom price books are ideal for offering products at different prices to different market segments, regions, or other subsets of your customers. Create a separate price book for each set of customers that you want to address. For example, if you have one set of prices for domestic customers and another for international customers, create a domestic price book and an international one. Let's go to the Salesforce and talk about these. I'll show you. So this is what, let me go to the, as I mentioned earlier, products and price books are the standard objects. So first, let me quickly go to products. And these are the recently viewed products. I have these products here. Let me click on this product. So we have three price books for this product. So when I create a product, so we'll get a price book, standard price book immediately. So this is the standard price book for that product. So let us say US 100,000. And then I've created, suppose if I want to sell to Northwest Diesel generator sales at different price, and for the West Coast manufacturing a different price. So I'll create a first, this price book called Northwest Diesel generator sales. Then I'll enter the products for this price book. So these are the products, and I'm giving them a different prices for this product. The standard price is 100,000, but these are the list prices, what I talked about earlier. So list price is what you exactly sell to the customer. So all these are active, so you can, they're ready and you can sell these products. So this is a product, this is a price book history. So products include, as I mentioned, that all those fields. When you create a product in Salesforce, you will add a standard price to each one. Let me go to the, let's see this product. So for this product, this is the standard price book. It automatically generates when you create a product in Salesforce. This is the standard price book is created for each and every product. So then these products appear in the standard price books accessible for each product. So let us say you want to track a product that has more than one price. So when you create multiple price books, say for example, you want to sell a coffee grinder at different prices, depending on whether you're selling to domestic and non-domestic customers. That's where you create, like, you know, let us say this is domestic and non-domestic customers, and these are the list prices for those customers. So it's easy for the salespeople to track, you know, what to sell to, what price to sell to whom. Let us see this example. Like, price books are the subset of products and prices. Let us say in this example, standard price. The standard price for all these products are, product A is 100, product B is 50, product C is $200, and product D is $75. Let us say my price book for 2013, in these are the prices listed in that particular price book for these products, and 2014 price book, these are the products. So product A in 2013 price book, I'm selling it for 100, and 2014 price book, I'm selling it for 110. And product A for the government price book, I'm not selling this product A for that. And reseller price book is what I'm selling this product A, $90 for the reseller. So these are the various products and the price books. So when it says it's active, this 2013 price book are no longer we can sell these products. So you can't see if this is not active. So you can't see this price book at all. and 2014, all these are active. So government price book, let us say all these are like, I'm not selling to this product A for government, and these even reseller, I'm not selling this product C. So, and these are the price books listed here. So, and also one price book is per opportunity. And this is, you have to remember that, and price books and multi-currency. So in other words, you can have different prices in the same price book. I can sell euros, or I can sell dollars in the same price book. And there are some considerations for creating and maintaining a price book. So to create a custom price book by cloning an existing price book, click co-clone on the price book detail page. So these are the considerations. You can delete products from custom price books without affecting the original product listing or its entries in the other price books. When you delete a product from the standard price book, the product is still available and active, but its standard price is deleted and removed from all the custom price books. So if you delete the product from the standard price book, it's still associated with any custom price books. Click OK to remove all its custom price book. You can add products, quote line items, or order products from a single price book only. And again, all these are some considerations. I'm not going to go through all these things. And these are the considerations for removing, and these are the considerations for creating and maintaining a price book. I think that's it. For now, I think I went too fast, but there's lots of information. I just don't want to go through each and every.
All right, very good.
Line by line.
Nice. So a couple questions. And this is for the group. So we've got a 2019 price book that has all our pricing in there. It's similar to what you've got here on the slide. And I need to set up now a new pricing for 2020. What impact will that have on any existing opportunities that may already have prices and products associated to them?
So Terry, is that only an issue if you inactivate that price book, the prior price book?
The 2019. So at some point, like at the first of the year, we probably would deactivate the 2019 price book. Does that have an impact on opportunities that may be still open?
Yeah, I mean, that's,
it does.
oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I feel like it does.
And in what way?
Well, because it's not being available
Yeah.
anymore, so then it would have to go to the one that was active, or can more than one be active at a time, I guess.
You can have multiple price books active, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you can have multiple active. That's true.
And so I'll just talk through my experience. So we would change our prices at my last company. I was telling Kevin, like every 6 to 8 months, we would leave those price books open for a certain amount of time as kind of like a negotiation tool almost. And then we'd let our salespeople know, hey, this is like, this month is your last month to sell it at the lower price. Like those go away. We're deactivating those prices at the end of this month. And then we would deactivate it and they would no longer have access, if I remember correctly.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, in this case, we have multiple active price book, but let us see under Northwest Diesel generate sales price book, we can add whatever products we want to add. So all these products are active. So we can have multiple price books under one, multiple products under one price book, and whichever is active, they can sell, whichever is not active, they cannot sell.
Yeah, so here's the takeaway that I wanted to make sure that you understood is that by deactivating that price book, you really aren't impacting your existing opportunities at all. You can continue to proceed with those, but you will not be able to add additional products to that opportunity. Or if you create a brand new opportunity, you will not be able to use that deactivated or that inactive price book or products any longer. So you're able to continue to build out or manipulate your price books and products without that impacting your existing opportunities. So another scenario that you might run into would be, let's say that I want to increase the price of a product. Maybe I see that it was in the system wrong and I just need to fix it. So I'm going into that price book entry and I'm changing it from $50 to $75. When I do that, what impact would that have on any existing opportunities that have that product linked to it?
Doesn't it affect everyone that you've related it to?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
Really?
No. Yeah, your opportunities are going to act independent of what's happening there. So it's your opportunities price. If you negotiated that at $50 and the admin goes in and modifies the price and moves it to 75, your opportunity is going to continue to say at 50.
So when it pulls that pricing in, it's at the time of relating that then. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if I take in, or if on that opportunity I delete that line item, so it's no longer there, and then I realize I did that by mistake and I need to re-add it. Now at that point, I'm going to be seeing the new price.
Oh, that must be what we did.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I would not be shocked to see stuff like that on your exam.
There were multiple questions.
Yeah, around that topic.
On price books, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Laura said 4-ish
4
questions.
or 5 that, like, at minimum it was like an option to select as an answer, but then there were a couple that were just about price books.
Yeah. So this is probably an advanced question, but I'll throw it out there as well. But let's say that I'm in multi-currency, and how are price books impacted by multi-currency?
But isn't it just dependent upon which currency you put on each product?
Yes. Yeah. When you're building out your prices on your products, you will have a currency associated with that as well. So if I am on an opportunity that is set for, we'll say the franc, and then I choose a price book that doesn't have any products associated to the franc, then I won't see any products available to me. So I may have a ton of things in that price book, but if they're all US dollars, they will not show up for me unless it matches the opportunity's currency. Carla, any other gotchas that you could think of on prices and price books?
I have a question.
No, I do remember. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead with
okay. How is determined which price book is selected when you create the opportunity, or do you choose the price book? How does that work?
Yeah, he just showed it.
Yeah, it will prompt you. If you don't have a price book associated, it will ask you which price book, and you'll be presented at that point with a list of your active price books.
Okay, but there's probably a lot of companies that set up rules that choose the price book for.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
I mean, I never saw that before. That's why I'm asking that.
Yeah. Now, again, another advanced question would be around how price books are shared and visibility of different price books. So I could have maybe in a large org, I maybe have 10 different price books, but for specific territories, I may have sharing rules set up that limit which price books people can see.
Okay,
And
cool.
that is not through your normal traditional sharing rules. It's actually managed on the price book itself. So that's probably an advanced issue, but good to know. Carla, talk about back your direction.
No, I wasn't really going to add anything, but just knowing about the implications of opportunities and price books like you covered was a good thing to cover.
Okay. Any questions on any of the topics of today? We still got a few minutes left.
So I do have one quick question. So Terry, how you gain access to products, price books, and all that has to be explicitly set. So through sharing rule.
Yeah, it's like it's similar to the way manual sharing rules are done.
Okay.
So if you kind of think of it along that line, it's somewhat similar to that.
Okay.
Actually, on the price book object itself.
So if you're setting it on the price book, then that determines if the product is seen because you're tying the product to it. A person would only see.
You'll see the products that are associated to that price book. That makes sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
Okay. Good questions. Any others? All right, hearing none. Our schedule for next week, Zach, are you on the call today? I don't remember if I saw your name. All right, I will make sure I reach out to Zach to make sure he's aware of the lead automation tools will be on his topic for next week. Carla, you're going to take campaign management, and I get the privilege of talking about Salesforce content next week. So
sounds good.
Anything, Carla, that I've missed that we need to talk through today, or any other questions?
I don't think so. Yeah, does anybody else have any other questions?
Come on, this is like a free chance to put us on the spot.
Yeah.
All right. That's really helpful today already. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Very good. All right. Well, with that, then I'll give you the next 6 minutes or so back for your day. And thanks again for joining. We'll talk to you all again next week.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.